I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
After closing out the previous week, having encountered several birds in this particular area, on Monday, May 24th, I decided to push in closer to where I thought they were roosting. I was set up long before first light, and after sitting in silence for quite some time, I was greeted by several hens calling from the roost, seemingly just in front of me as expected. My gamble seemed to have paid off in getting me in position and remaining undetected, and the lighter it got, the more it became clear that this morning would be an interesting one. And just super quick as we're getting into this, as always guys, be sure to go and check out the Meat Hunters channel here on YouTube. You can see my hunting videos a full 4 days early, plus the content from the other guys in the Meat Hunters crew, so that link will be in the description. I headed back with what I thought was a solid game plan for the upcoming few hunts, but little did I know, this morning's hunt wasn't yet over. I don't know if it saw me, but I just got to the back of the field up here, and there was, I think, a gobbler or a jake just feeding in the field. I've got the tactic aim on the shotgun, so at least there'll be that. I'm not too far out of range, if out of range at all, so I'm gonna chill here for a minute in case he saw me. The hay's pretty high, like there's stuff that's around as high as my head between he and I, so just gonna really slowly get everything shifted around. Something might happen here real quick. Well, that was the jake from this morning along with that hen. That was in range. Good a shot. The only real opportunity I had at that range, I was afraid the spread might catch the hen too, and then the further away he got, the less willing I was to try that. At least we had the gun raised. I don't know if that'll affect anything for tomorrow. I was really hoping they'd be out of there by now. That was 2 hours ago that they came up this way. So they must have seen me when I got here. That's a bummer, but yeah. Hopefully that doesn't affect where they roost. I mean, actually, they went down closer to where I saw them roosting this morning. There's not much of a beard on that guy. He's not very big, which may have influenced my decision not to shoot when he got farther away. That was a real opportunity, though. And that was kind of, despite the small beard, the one that I was somewhat going to attempt to target tonight and tomorrow. So hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt me. I set up for the evening on the hillside overlooking the area I hunted that morning, hoping to either get a shot as they were headed back to roost, or simply just to see if they would roost there again. That evening would go by with no sign whatsoever of any turkeys in the area. It is pretty dark. I can't imagine any turkeys are still on the ground at this point. Like, I can't even see the decoy 20 yards away, but it was a perfect evening, like super still and calm, to be able to not only hear any potential vocalizations, but just, wings flapping, hitting branches and stuff flying up. I didn't hear anything, so I'm gonna have a decision to make in the morning as to where to go. I'd spend the next several days hoping for the events from Monday morning's hunt to repeat, but with my position being much better this time, sitting in a blind looking over the field where I had spotted the hen and Jake. Well, here we are once again, set up at the back of the field here. It's Thursday, May 27th. We're really coming down to the wire at this point, but there's one factor that I think makes today a little different, and that's that it rained overnight, as far as I can tell, quite a lot. And maybe the fact that the birds got rained on the roost is going to kind of push them up here to the field sooner to get dried off. We know this is where the hen and the Jake were at the end of our hunt on Monday, and it actually was kind of similar, and it rained overnight a little bit, and we watched them. They flew down and headed straight up this way, so hopefully that's what they're going to do. Hopefully we're finally in the right spot. It's really become that kind of waiting game, trying to figure out what they're going to do and be there first, because calling's been pretty ineffective, but fingers crossed that little bit of rain's going to be the advantage we need, and hopefully that coupled with the decoy and the calling will get them up here in shotgun range, so we'll see. Unfortunately, yet another hunt would go by without any encounters, but at the very least, after several attempts, I could be satisfied knowing that relying on the field to produce a sighting was not the way to go. Well, just another super quiet, still morning, and unfortunately, that's pretty much going to be a wrap on this week now, so we have 3 days left of the season. We have Friday, Saturday, and Monday, and then that's it. So I'm hoping to kind of get back to what we did this past Monday morning, where we got down in there and saw them fly down, because other than that one chance encounter pretty much right here where I'm standing with that Jake, that's been about as well as we've done. So hopefully we can kind of get it together next week and get on that way. But it was good to encounter them once again this week. At the very least, we're still seeing them, which I guess means we have a chance. So like I said, hopefully we can put the pieces together and finally get a shot. I do wish that the footage could have been better, but this week was still easily the closest we've come thus far, even if the bird was a relatively young one. Despite the challenges and setbacks that have come with this season, getting so close now has only made me more determined to punch my spring gobbler tag in the few remaining days. I mentioned having 3 days remaining, and I intend to put every ounce of effort I can muster into those 3 days. Given the scarcity of encounters thus far, I can't be sure if there will be a video next week capturing the final 3 days, but my hopes remain high that we can manage it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next week.